Welcome to Verbal People Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. We're talking about Snoop Dogg's apology to Gayle-K. Personally, and I could be wrong, but I don't feel Snoop owed anyone an apology, or even if he did, he shouldn't have gave an apology. And if you are going to give an apology, let me give you an example of how that apology should have went. Gayle, I know I called you a long head dog bitch, something to that effect. But the way that you went after my friend Kobe Bryant in an interview that you did with Lisa Leslie was unjust. You were looking for dirt. You were looking to slander his legacy. And since I have a voice for the black community and I have a platform, I will always use my platform to defend my people, because those are the people who made me what I am. I'm one of them. I came from the streets. Gayle, I don't know how long it's been since you cared about the black community. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you don't. But I cannot understand why would you target Kobe's legacy and not go after your white friends in Hollywood, such as Harvey Weinstein and others. I couldn't sit around and take that. Now, my language, I always use that type of language in my songs. For we don't love them hoes. You know, if that's the case, I would have to go back and apologize to all the black women that listen to my songs that got offended by me using such language. And by me coming from the streets, they gave me a pass. And I use that in my music. And that's the way I speak as an artist. And that's the way I speak on most of my songs. So by me calling you a long head bitch, that's just what it is. Now, Susan Rice, by her getting involved and telling me to stand down, and by Susan Rice even mentioning the army or her military, it's like, what are you saying? You will go get the white man's military to come after your brother for using foul language and defending the legacy of my brother who is now deceased? What side are you on? And break it down like that. I mean, it could have went so many different ways other than the way that it went. Apology for what? I'm still confused on that apology, because what they're doing is this Snoop. What they're doing is they'll make it to where any other incident that takes place, can you come out with that same vigor and that same strength? Because now it's like, all right, yeah, you'll apologize later. It's like as far as being an activist and standing up, it could have taken a little steam out the boat, is what I'm saying. When you stand strong, stand strong. It is what it is. You stand on merit. As far as you stating that, because I read your apology, and yeah, your mom didn't raise you right. I mean, your mom didn't raise you to use language like that towards women. You want to apologize to your fans and whatnot. And you got sometimes when you're wrong, you have to man up and say when you're wrong, and you have to give an apology. And that right, that's true. But what some are saying is, that foul language, the language you use, that's just the language we've grown accustomed to, because you fought when you first came in the industry. There was a campaign. Women were saying that, hey, we don't like the language. We don't like being called bitches and hoes. But then the First Amendment came into play, and y'all fought for that right, and people backed down and was like, hey, rappers gonna use that type of language, especially what they quote as gangster rap. They're gonna use that type of language. That's the language of the streets. We hear, we speak it all day. Women call each other bitches, and it became a whole cultural thing. And then to go back and apologize for the same language that's used in music across the board, I use it in my rap song, the same thing. And so, it made people wonder, why, or did that pressure from Susan Rice get to you, and you had to overstand where you were at and give that apology. Maybe you felt like the heat was too hot. Who knows? Could be. But the fact of the matter is when you come out bold and strong, stand your ground. Especially when you got people that are bagging you and that are saying, yeah, I'm standing with Snoop. Because you got to realize, a lot of people didn't even know what the situation was. A lot of people don't even look at the news. But the word spread, Susan Rice came out and attacked Snoop. And folks was like, now that spread. Folks was high, folks was in the gutter, folks was in the streets. People woke up like, what, Snoop getting attacked? What's going on? You know what I mean? People will start coming out the bushes. What's up? You know what I mean? Snoop got a problem. People coming to his aid, coming to your aid, Snoop. And then to turn around and say, well, I apologize. And, they like, well, hell, if you backtracking, hell, you could have left me asleep. You could have left most of them asleep. Because when they found out the merits in which you said what you said, a lot of people agreed. Hey, man, you don't go slander or even attempt to bring up dirt that had been squashed. The girl didn't testify. He wasn't found guilty. That was a closed chapter. But Black Ben was saying, damn, why black women always coming after us? Why you don't come after your white counterparts with that same vigor and spirit? It's a double standard, and people are tired of it, and that's what the frustration was. The way they handle white men as if they're fragile, and the way that they handle a black man is throw that nigga under the bus. That's what the spirited debate or argument was about. Because people, believe it or not, people are fed up and they ready for a change. That's all that symbolized. But it seemed like, and I could be wrong, but it did seem like the handlers of Gayle and Susan said, hey, y'all better step up and do something about this. And it's like, it seems as though they gotten themselves in a position of where, hey, look, I got the ride with who butter my bread. You know what I mean? So, hey, Snoop, stand the fuck down. Like Susan Rice said, or I go get that white man arm and we'll come after you. We'll show you who's the real deal. You think you got clout. You think you gangster. But I get this white man's army. I don't know. Hey. But it's going to be interesting to see how all this play out. But like I stated in my earlier podcast dealing with Snoop and how he stood for Willie Nelson, when Willie Nelson got picked up on a marijuana charge where they found some on his tour bus, in December of 2010, the Snoop stated, and he cussed the cops out and was like, "Which idiot? How you gonna arrest Willie Nelson?" And man, Snoop said, "Man, fuck y'all." And then up Snoop being Snoop, they didn't come to Snoop and demand an apology when he stood up for Willie Nelson, but he stood up for Kobe. Now they demanding an apology, and they use some of the same foul language. Hey man, it is what it is. I had to say that and add that to the mix. But stay tuned to more powerful shows. Make sure you check out Everyday People, the movie on YouTube. Verpic Radio. We're out.